to the Renita-chan streams, where I, you know what I do. I just finished Darksiders 1, so I figured, why not casually slide in to, the next game. You know, just real casual slide. It's not like the electric slide. Alright, so if you've been here before, you know the drill. Alright, I'm just sending out the link. Because that's what I have to do, since I'm so not famous. Lib. Anyway, hello, viewer. One person here. Glad you made it. Alright, just sending this out. To my friends. Alright, I think that's just about everyone. I should probably post about this in my server. Just, it'll be real quick, I promise. Okay, so that's everything. Okay. I thought I deleted this. Anyway. Alright. So I'm starting a brand new game. Hey, Okami. Hello. Ooh, what? Yes. Well, on my phone, you're purple. Purple. Blue, da ba dee da ba da. Now I'm just gonna look up trivia about I'm Blue by Eiffel 65. So with a name like Eiffel 65, would you expect them to be French? This group that brought us the lyrical masterpiece that is I'm Blue. Because I have a big bombshell to drop on y'all. If you want to hear it, that is. Like, I'm not going to continue because I want to get off this train so we can enjoy the opening scene and all of its glory. Like, please let me know if you don't want to hear this so we can move on and I can just tell you in a little bit. I'll take that as a no, and let's just move on.
There can be no life without order. Good, evil, darkness, light. There must be balance in the universe. Such is the decree of the Charred Council, an ancient body charged by the Creator to preserve the very fabric of existence. But the balance has been broken. Even now, Earth smolders in ruin, fallen to the demon lords, and the Destroyer carves a new kingdom amongst his mighty chosen. Some say the Horseman War triggered the apocalypse, that he rode to Earth unbidden and doomed all of mankind. But what of the other Horsemen, fearless enforcers of the Council's will? What of fury, strife, and death? To know those names, you must first know another. Nephilim, cursed union of angel and demon. The Nephilim countless realms consumed and burned them to ash. But 4 amongst them grew weary of the slaughter and feared their conquest would imperil the balance. And so a truce was made. The 4 would serve the Council in exchange for unimaginable power. Thus were the dreaded Horsemen formed, and the Riders' first task was to purge their own brethren from creation, to annihilate the Nephilim and destroy their souls. Let us now cast our gaze to one amongst the 4, not War, who lies chained at the Council's feet, professing his innocence, but one who would save his brother above all else. He has many names: Kinslayer, Executioner, Death. To bargain for war's freedom, Death swore that he would resurrect humanity. But he knew not how this might be done. And so Death rode forth into the icy veil to find the Keeper of Secrets.
Alright, like, don't get me wrong, I love the opening of the first Darksiders game, but this one just takes it up a notch. I love it. Well, the zombie horse thing, I would like to point out, actually does coincide with the biblical description of the Horseman Death. Hold on a second. Alright. I'm going to lower the volume a little bit because it's real loud. I think that's a bit better. Yeah. So, I might just have to go get my Bibble again. 2 seconds. Yeah, I don't have it on hand all the time. I'm a bad Christian, apparently. Alright, so Revelation chapter 6, where it talks about the horsemen. This Bible reading isn't going to take very long, I promise you. Chapter 6, verse 7. When the Lamb opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth living creature say, "Come." I looked, and there before me was a pale horse. Its rider was named Death, and Hades was overflowing close behind him. They were given power over a fourth of the earth, to kill by sword, famine, and plague, and by the wild beasts of the earth. And the note here actually says that the original word that they used was implying a greenish color. And what color is Despair's mane and tail, as well as the flames that are around his hooves? They're a pale green color. So that does coincide with what the original meaning was, which is really cool. If only they could actually make, Stripe's horse white. Though I guess it could be white underneath the armor. With, black socks, essentially. If I'm using my horse terminology correctly. So yes, little Bible lesson. Yay! It's not even Sunday yet. So, continuing on. Did anyone actually want to hear that trivia about the band that did I'm Blue? Because I've still got that information tucked away in my brain. If you want to know why it doesn't make sense, why they even call it that. Yay! Potions. I love the sound that the potion get has. I don't know why. It's just Crowfather, why are you laughing? It's not funny. It's just a very nice, it's a very nice sound. It makes me feel good. It's like that ASMR thing before, before it got really cringy. Because, let's face it, it is. It's super cringe. Yeah, I just auto-equipped him because why not? I need armor. It does make me wonder, why does Death walk around with no shirt? I'm not complaining, but why? I feel like it's a valid question. I don't like the sound he's making, it's weird. I'm sorry if I scared anyone away with the threat of reading off trivia about a band that hasn't been relevant since the 90s. Because my brain is just full of useless knowledge. That isn't even an exaggeration. I'll still pick it up. Maybe I can sell it for something. Alrighty, let's go up. I love that we can climb like all this. I missed the double jump though. That's one thing that's like, it's harder for me to get used to this one sometimes after I've played any of the other ones. Because all the rest of them have a double jump that Death does not. And apparently his like style of parkouring around was actually kind of inspired by Assassin's Creed, according to the developers themselves. Like, I think they said that in interviews. I don't remember where I read that. Who is he Is he talking to the souls inside of the amulet? I never noticed that before. That's really creepy. Sick laughter. Don't be the Crowfather. Wash your hands. Oh. So, is this fun? Is everyone having fun? I hope everybody's having fun. So I hope I'm not being boring. I'm really sorry if I am. I keep chasing away any other viewers besides Okami, and I feel really bad. It's just like, man, it's like Okami's here because... like, because of entrapment reasons. Ice Giant, hello. Yeah, I know how to dodge. You already told me how to do this game. I've played this like a million times. Only finished once. Because the ending makes me sad. Right now I have not gotten hit. And he's just moving around without his head. Holy shit. Oh, and here's something I learned while I'm trying New Game Plus for the first time. When you defeat this guy, you get a new scythe called Lifebane, and it's really cool. This one uses its soundtrack a lot better, I think. Hold on. I might turn the music up a little bit. Just because the music is so good. Alright. Why is he laughing like that now before he was like but now it's like You need to go to sleep, old man?
Leave this place!
No! Like, you can't tell me what to do, Crowfather. You're not my dad. Screw you, man. You're not my dad. You can't tell me what to do. Hello. I love how the loot just gets thrown back up. Ah, shit. Ah, don't fall. Watch your step, don't fall. It's like I busted one out of the ice far away from the other ones and the rest of them just bust out. They knew. So anyway, Okami, you still doing okay? If you're still here, that is. Alrighty. So, the parkour in this game is fun. But yeah, things are about to get real dramatic real quick. I considered doing this on my computer, but it's got some slight lag issues. So yeah, he's very cat-like. So I'm not doing this one on my computer since there are a few issues with lag, and it really slows down the pace, and it makes me wonder, like, oh shit, is this going to melt my computer? And I don't want that because it was expensive. So, yeah. Definitely when we get to the third game, I will be switching over to my computer, because I did finally figure out how to make this all work and how to get the chat on the screen. So anyone, any ideas why Death does not wear a shirt? Like I said, I'm not complaining in the slightest. But I'm just curious. Is it more like a devil may care what happens to me? I'm not gonna die, so who cares? That's just kind of how I see it. Well, whatever. Anyway, let's just go talk to this guy. Who was talking to the souls. It was creepy, and I never noticed that before.
Voices. Always voices. Torment without end.
Keeper of secrets. I need your help.
I helped you once before, Horseman. Look at me now. How I cursed that day. How I curse you.
Careful, Crowfather. I'm not here to put you out of your misery. Not yet.
I know why you've come. Your brother, the one called War, he's been imprisoned by the Charred Council and awaits their judgment. For dooming the Earth. For mankind's extinction. Why should I care about your brother's fate?
Because you know the truth. Your secrets can save him.
The Council will condemn War. Strip him of power, let him rot in oblivion. To hide the truth. My secrets cannot prove his innocence, Horseman.
No, but they can help me to erase the crime.
Bring mankind back from extinction. Madness.
If it's madness, then who better to show me the way?
Should a way exist, you will find it here.
The Tree of Life. Let me pass.
Not yet. That which you gave me, you will take it back.
In exchange for its secrets, you agreed to keep the amulet.
No. The voices, they curse and threaten without end. They cry to return. You must destroy it!
I cannot.
You annihilated their flesh. Why do you guard their souls?
Open the portal.
You will not pass while I live.
So be it.
Here your brethren are trapped in eternal torment. Do you wish to join them? And what of war? Would you kill your brother to save your precious balance?
He is innocent.
Are you so certain?
Wow, Death must be like super pissed, because to me it seems like it would take him a little longer to like snarl like that. Oh, this theme is so good. I mean, it's so great. I downloaded it on my phone and I listened to it in the car while I drive to and from work. Oh, Blade Geyser, it looks so beautiful. Sorry, I look at him like all starry-eyed. I mean, does he have any other more warlike attacks than just that? That's why like Chaos Eater is such a great sword. Because you stab it in the ground and it becomes multiple swords. It's like planting a sword bush. Fuck, like, I wish this was a video so I could edit that shit out. I'm all starry-eyed. Notice how, like, Chaos Eater missed Death by a mile? Like, it was right next to his body. It didn't actually hit him. Crowfather, you got terrible aim.
Open the portal. Your secrets die with you, old fool.
My secrets, but not yours. The uncountable worlds of our universe swirl in an endless abyss. Many worlds ravaged by time or conflict are swallowed by the abyss, returned to the nothingness from which they were formed. But others linger for eternity on the brink of annihilation, that creation might be balanced with destruction. And in the final moment of battle, Death was banished to one such world in the autumn of its life. yet not far from the edge of darkness. Had death been sent to his doom, that answer would be found in the Horseman's future, and in his past.
Be still, Horseman. You are wounded.
Don't touch me.
Your arrival here is a bad omen. Yes. Troubles me greatly.
Old one, there's more trouble ahead if you don't start making sense. Where is the Tree of Life?
Life? This world is dying, lad. Choking on chaos and corruption. We can do little to stop it. Soon, the great tree too shall perish, and with it, the last of my people. Is that not what brought you here, Pale Rider?
I seek the tree. Your chaos and corruption don't concern me.
Afraid they do, actually.
It seems they do concern you.
I think it's really funny sometimes how, in this one, sometimes
You fight well,
enemies
but
just
this
run away.
corruption can't be beaten with a blade. Seek out the Forged Sister. Ask her about the fire of the mountain. Help her, and she will help you reach the tree. As for me, I must return to my work.
And who are you to command a rider?
I am a maker, older than even the Charred Council. These hands have laid the foundations for many worlds, but that was long ago. And now, they but hardly know the touch of stone.
Is that right? Okay. Oh right, yeah, they mentioned that in Abomination Vault, and that released, like, only a few months before the game, so I'm pretty sure, Ari Marmel, who wrote the book, was probably in close contact with the team developing Darksiders 2. So, I think it's pretty well tied together. But yeah, let's talk about the Tree of Life.
Are you not curious as to why I seek the tree?
I would not presume to question one of the four, but yes, tell me.
I must restore humanity, to redeem war.
Heaven and hell battle upon the shattered earth. All creation trembles, and at the center of it all stands your brother.
He is innocent.
I never said he wasn't. The tree holds power over life and death. If you would resurrect humanity, then you are headed in the right direction. Be warned. A dark presence dwells now within the tree, and the path is barred by corruption.
We all know who the entity within the tree blocking it is. Oh.
Death.
Oh, cool.
A bad omen, yet our best hope.
Adart's never said that to me. It's weird how, like, these characters have never said this while I play by myself, but they say it on the stream, and I guess, like, good on you, game. You wanted to get a reaction out of me, and you got it. Skill point awarded. You've obtained a skill point by leveling up. Wait, are those tiny little skull and reaper heads at the top? Because it looks like that. You have leveled up. Every level grants a skill point, which is used to purchase new abilities. Press options to enter the character menu and spend your point. Okay. Harbin, like, teleport slash or exhume. I think teleport slash. Alright. Yep. And I missed what that said, but you know what, that's fine. Using skill drains wrath and can be restored by striking enemies or using a wrath potion. A thing I don't have yet. So, striking enemies it is. I don't know, I mean, like, I giggle a little bit about this corruption cannot be beaten with a blade because I know how this game ends. Ha! Oh, these are cool. I like them. Nah. Yeah, they're shiny. And I like the little heads at the base. Okay. I'm probably going to be keeping manual track of some things. Like, I'm gonna be keeping track of the pages that I've collected of the Book of the Dead. Yay, clothing! You know, like, more defense. That's why I don't play a lot of games with character customization. I spend a long time on that. When I probably shouldn't. He has... No, he doesn't. That's a bandolier. Yeah, whatever. Well, it's... I guess it's like a kilt, I suppose. If not similar to a loincloth, but worn over pants. But yeah, the belt around his top section, that's called a bandolier. And I know that because I looked up what it was called, since Link always has one in Legend of Zelda. Even though putting a sword there is generally not a good idea. Usually knights and people who used swords usually wore them at their side. Typically the non-dominant side. So if you were right-handed, you would wear it at your hip on the left-hand side. Because it's easier to draw like that, but you have to be careful to draw. Like, you position the sheath where you can pull it out without accidentally slashing your own belly. Oh, this is pretty music. Whereas, like, it's harder to get the sword out from behind your back. Without, you know, accidentally slicing yourself. But it looks better, I guess. Or you'd have to, like, bend slightly. It's weird. I'm a little too, precise when it comes to these things. And the tips of... or at least the tip of this scythe on his right-hand side is actually kind of clipping through his model. So it's like it's constantly stabbing him, but he's fine. Yeah, dust appeared, and he decided to sit on my shoulder because he is a good boy. And Death kind of tilts a little bit, I noticed. That's just kind of how he is, I guess. I mean, heck, I do that.
Maker's beard. The rumors are true. A horseman in the Forge lands. The name's Alia, and that's my brother Valis. We are the keepers of this forge, though I reckon that means less now than once it did.
This is a Maker's Forge?
Nay, the Maker's Forge is lost to us, silenced by the hands of corruption. But in its depths we once crafted the dark towers of hell and the cities of heaven.
Now you make trinkets?
And you, one of the four, now seek the aid of the Makers? I guess we've all fallen from high places.
When you're seeking the tree and your elder speaks of fire, what is it?
Aye, the fire of the mountain, the Stonefather's blood. It once flowed into our forge, as did the tears. Both imbued our craft with incredible power, the heart and the soul of stone. But corruption has taken them, and now our forge is silent.
Why does this concern me?
The way to the tree is lost, barred by corruption. You can no more leave this place than we. Restore our forge, and the tree can be reached.
I don't follow your reasoning.
We are makers, not warriors. But we are not without our weapons. Before the forge was lost, we crafted a mighty creature of soul and stone. A colossus to fight this corruption. But to awaken him requires a maker's key. And we need our forge to craft one. Will you help us?
I may have need of a blade.
Is your need greater than ours, Horseman? I think not. We fight for the survival of our realm and our kin. Prove worthy, and mayhaps we can do business.
Let's do this one, and hang on, I gotta sneeze.
What is this cauldron?
A temple built in the shadow of Stonefather's Peak. There the fire of the mountain was harnessed and passed into our forge. Ride east of town, ride through the charred pass, and towards the cindery peak of the Stonefather. There, you will find the cauldron.
Man of no words, your brother.
But hardly silent. His voice is the ring of the hammer and the roar of the white flame.
Yes, he works while you talk.
By the way, the bless me thing was not like a command, like, you in chat, bless me now.
What brings you before me?
It's more like just me saying, like, well, no one's here to say bless you, so I'll do it myself. Like, bless you, me. Oh, good, the buzzing stopped. I don't know what was happening. Well, let's get the quest from Miria. I wonder what that book is. I'm just curious.
We've been awaiting your arrival, Horseman. Your shadow has long hovered over this realm.
Many know the Reaper, Old One, but I don't know you.
We are the builders of this world, but corruption seethes at its heart and destroys in days what we shaped over eons. Adar does his best to soothe our pain, but our souls yearn for only one comfort: death. We are without hope. Horseman, do you ever doubt your future?
No.
So one like yourself would set out to change a fate that displeases him. That is a long and dangerous path, even for death himself.
How is that your concern, Shaman?
Only that I am skilled at crafting talismans. If you gather the proper materials and return them to me, I'll make a potent talisman to aid you on your journey.
What do you require?
Stalker's bone, mordant dew, and carven stone. It is not a simple charm.
Where can I find them?
Somewhere in the Forge Lands. I rarely leave Tristone, but that pup Karn is always out exploring. He can tell you more, no doubt.
Karn. Karn the cutie.
Tell me, Shaman, what is corruption?
I only know what I fear it to be. That corruption is hate, given life, and that hate does not come from trees or stones, but from ourselves.
So, I'm guessing that for corruption, the speech from "I have no mouth and I must scream" would fit. She said it was hate, so Am works. Let's ask him ask her what she's doing.
You despair, Old One, and yet raise life from the earth.
I am a shaman, bound to this task even as our days darken. We are as the vines, coming to root, then to flower, and then to decay, dropping seeds upon the dust. A circle everlasting. I cannot stop it, nor can I stop you.
When I think about that, it just makes me feel anxious, and I don't like it. I've already got a bit of an anxiety disorder. What about the tree?
Tell me more about the Tree of Life.
It's a lovely
the
matte
forest
painting.
around the tree has been corrupted. It hungers. You cannot reach the tree, not with breath still in you.
So, to get to the Tree of Life, I have to die. Seems counterintuitive, but okay. So Shaman, tell me what you see. Why are you wearing a thing over your eyes, but whatever?
The path of a brother troubles you. It is your past, but also your future.
Pauldron of the Horseman. Muria, the Maker Shaman, gave you this pauldron. The path of a... Bleh. The path of a brother troubles you, she said. It is your past, but also your future. Yes, she did just say that.
Stone, wood, iron, these are the gifts of the Makers.
Okay, cool, thank you. Good luck with your garden. I really want to follow my first instinct from just about every game I play that allows me to do this. I want to break all of these pots and barrels. So if you will excuse me, like, allow me to indulge that. Money! This is like breaking all of the pots and getting a ton of rupees. Keep talking about Zelda. I'm sorry. These sites are so big. They're so big. Why are they so long? Just let me destroy things. Thank you.
The Reaper. It's about time you came. The Makers are dying, and our realm. We few are all that remain.
A warrior's life is never easy, old one.
Aye, not easy, but simple. I always saw my end with blade in hand, a field of enemy dead before me.
And what glorious end awaits you hiding behind these gates?
You cannot fight corruption, nor can you harm it. You can only kill those it has claimed. Every blow I strike against corruption is a blow against my own people. Muse on that, Ryder, before you mark me as a coward.
Do what you must for your kin, old one. For mine, I ride to the cauldron.
Horseman, you'll find not that way, but trouble. If you fancy your corruption waist deep, that's as good a place as any. You know, there's a reason this gate is here. And if you were a friend, I wouldn't let you pass. But then, who is friend to death?
It's funny you mentioned that. They could be... That could be his dad, but it could also be like a brother or a cousin or something. Because his name is just Thane. Or an uncle. He could be an uncle. He's like Thane, but with, like, dreads.
Have you wisdom to share, or was it long since knocked loose in battle?
Wisdom ain't like teeth. I've plenty left. Enough to stay clear of the cauldron. The ancients filled it with right nasty traps. But one so clever as yourself will surely elude them.
You know what? They also sound similar. I'll take a Harvester Revenge, please. Thank you. I wonder if they were voiced by the same person. I want to look this up. Sorry to derail again. Looking up useless information. I need to spell his name right. Resector. Troy Baker. It's not them. Darksiders. Cast. J.B. Blanc was the man who voiced Ulthane. Looks there's 2 voice actors. So J.B. Blanc is the one we need to remember. Yep. He is the same. He was also voiced by the same person as the guy who voiced Ulthane, because it is the same freaking voice. And apparently he also did some voiceover work for Valis, but I don't think Valis talks much. Though I think I did hear him say something once, like, good luck, when I left the shop. It's like, Valis, did you just speak to me? I didn't know you could talk. Wait, no, Alia said he could, but I didn't think that would actually give him lines. He's also a member of the Hellguard, a disembodied voice, and one of the human souls in, I think it was the Judicator's tomb. Harvester Revenge. Thane showed you a new move, Harvester Revenge, to help you on your journey. Sorry, Thane showed you a new move, Harvester Revenge, to help you on your journey. You can purchase additional moves by selecting his train option. Use Harvester Revenge by pressing the right bumper during pressing right bumper, forward evade plus square. Select moves list in the inventory to review combat moves. Cool, thank you, I shall do that. But first, I shall talk to my good friend Adard here.
The fire is more valuable than I, Horseman. You should make haste to the temple.
Fire alone won't save your realm. You speak of the forge.
Aye. Without the fire and the tears of the mountain, without the forge itself, we have no means to clear the forest and reach the tree of life.
What then?
Our power is over creation, yours over death and despair. You,
sorry, I was choking a little.
Lord of destruction, perhaps in that there is hope.
Sorry, like, have you ever had essentially a taste that is really, really, really strong? Like, sharp taste? Like some sort of minty flavor? And it just, like, when you swallow a little, it really hurts. And it feels like it's going down the wrong way. Yeah, that's what just happened to me. I'm okay, I promise.
Just how old is the forge?
It is as ancient as the realm itself, and perhaps even older. It is said the forge was the first thing we makers built, that in its depths we shaped entire worlds.
Okay, so, James Cosmo is the man who voiced him.
A bad omen, yet our best hope.
Though I actually just now found out something really interesting. Andre Solgalizo, I don't know how you say this name, but, he was the voice of Karn and also the Mad Smith. Interesting, they share a voice actor, they sound so different. Guess that means he's done his job well. There are some people that you can hear their voice and you just know who they are. Like Michael Wincott. I hear his voice and it's just like, I know who that is. And Mark Hamill is similar because I hear his voice, any of the voices he does, and I'm like, I know who this is. Hi, Mark. Hey, creepy eye. I wish there was just a soundbite of, like, Sauron going, I see you. Right there, because that's what this eyeball reminds me of a little bit. Like Sauron, but not as scary. Though, like, I don't think that Sauron was actually described as being just like a large flaming eyeball in the book. Then again, I've never read the book. I had a friend who, like, her parents would not let her watch any movie until she'd read the book that it had been based on. So, she read all of Lord of the Rings, or at least all of the Lord of the Rings books before watching each individual one. Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine, Randy. What were you watching? Stay. I have to point accusingly at my pencil. Oh, was it good? Oh, hello, Prowlers. He didn't miss much, Randy. He just missed me beat the first game and help a lady break up with her trash boyfriend. In probably the most okay. See you in a bit, Okami, when you come back. Okay. I already know the spoiler of who the bad guy is, but let's not say it for anyone who hasn't seen it. Because, yeah, I watched a spoiler review. Personally, the only actor I would go to see the film for would be, Jamie Lee Curtis. Because I really respect her work. She's a very good actress. Let's go talk to our demon friend. Well, not exactly a friend.
Come closer. See what Volgrim has to offer. Greetings, Horseman, and welcome. I've been expecting you.
Volgrim. What brings you crawling out of the shadows?
I wouldn't want to lose my most valuable customer. Not to what lurks at the edge of shadows. So here I am, to offer my wares.
What do you know that I don't? I'm not here by choice, demon.
I merely followed the trail of carnage. Your blades are as sharp as ever. Even still, I may be able to help you. I carry things others would frown upon. Go on, take a look. You won't be disappointed.
Interesting. So he's back to being like Johnny Storm?
Fresh merchandise.
Pass.
Another time, demon.
Until then, perhaps you'll grant me a small indulgence. There are pages missing from the Book of the Dead. I believe many lie along your path. If you bring them to me, your reward will be substantial.
And so will be my damnation.
Hey, Johnny Storm is an asshole. Don't even kid yourself. He is a dick. Hello, Stone. I cannot get yet because I don't have redemption. It's funny because, like, War got his hands on a replica of Mercy, and Death apparently got his hands on the actual redemption. Mercy had, like, infinite bullets, and Redemption is just, like, 10 shots. Okay. let's just keep in mind, I haven't watched all of the original Fantastic Four film from the early 2000s. I only saw a part of it before I was like, it's enough of that. I have to remember to get that one as well. Wait, can I get that? Oh. Oh, I can. Sweet. You know what? Well, I mean, there's a lot of movies like that. There's also games like that, like Shadow the Hedgehog. I've heard. So I've heard. Like, even people who liked the first movie said the second one was garbage. Keep changing my gear, like, on the fly. At least I'm not being stabbed constantly by these ones, because the other ones, like, had such overly large blades. Like, holy fuck. I always love this area. It's so beautiful. Baineswood. Even though I am not a fan of outside, because I'm allergic to it, I would still love to spend time here. Because, like, I remember going to a church thing. It was the, church fall retreat, where, you got to do a whole bunch of fun stuff at a 4-H camp, and there was an area that I really enjoyed there that was a big circle of trees, and I would spend time with one of my close friends there, and I always really liked that area. And we saw on the map it was apparently called the Friendship Circle. Even though I generally hate being under trees because I'm allergic to them. Well, like, allergic to tree pollen. I can just think back to being there and it makes me happy. Sorry, I derailed this, Darksiders playthrough to reminisce about when I was, like, 13. Well, I didn't, like, Randy, I haven't told you everything about my life. I never brought it up because it wasn't pertinent. Like, I don't constantly think about it. Like, this area just makes me remember it. And it just sparks warm memories that make me happy. Like, I'm not friends with this person anymore, ironically. I should probably reach out to them, though, because, their family's been going through something a little hard, and I'm not going to talk about it on stream because I don't want to give out that information. It wouldn't be very kind. And that's something I promote here. I promote kindness. And I can't get to the invisible enemy just yet because, well, I don't have the thing that makes them visible and able to kill me. Or fight me. Is it you, Okami? What have you been watching? You know what I've been super wanting to watch again? Avatar: The Last Airbender. Because that's a childhood show for me. Oh my goodness! I remember I didn't watch that. But I wanted to. Cool. Do you mean H2O, just add water, or do you mean Avatar? How many seasons did H2O have? Cool, yeah. But I remember I was always really impressed with the mermaid special effects. I don't have Netflix. I'm trying not to do any subscription services. It did? Wow. It went longer. It went on not longer than I thought. Like, I didn't remember it having 3 seasons. I remember it having, like, maybe 1 or 2. Because I don't remember it did all that well on Nickelodeon. Hold on, I'm gonna have a look at my gear. Piercing damage. I like that piercing damage, though. Yeah, I remember there were 3 books. I was talking about H2O. Whoa, I don't like this thing. Jesus, that looked ridiculous. Right. Well, I mean, it was shot in Australia, wasn't it? Because I remember every single character had an Australian accent. Okay. But yeah, the mermaid special effects for that show were really good. And they're impressive. I certainly hope they weren't swimming in the ocean in Australia, because there's a lot of really venomous creatures in Australia. Well, yeah, when I was a little girl, I wanted to be a mermaid. At different times in my childhood, I wanted to be a mermaid, or I wanted to be a fairy. Well, yeah, there are sharks, but sharks generally don't attack humans without being provoked. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I am terrified of sharks. Fair enough. I mean, I was actually terrified of werewolves as well. It was the 3rd Harry Potter film that made me really scared of them. And you know what's funny, because I went to the set of the Harry Potter films in the UK. I was really scared of werewolves, and viewing the transformation that they did in that film while I was still really young scared me a lot. And when I had actually gone to, well, yes, they do, sometimes. And generally they take, like an exploratory bite and they're just like, ew. And then they let go. That's what usually happens with sharks. Anyway, that scared me really badly. I have seen American Werewolf in London because it's a good movie. I've seen parts of The Howling too. I haven't seen the original. But like, I viewed The Howling 2 mostly through the JonTron video about it, which was really funny. Like, just thinking about it right now just making me giggle. I'm giggling like an idiot. Yeah, I've heard. Heard that one was good. Do you know anywhere where I can watch it for a low price? Maybe I can rent it through YouTube? I don't know. There do. There also needs to be more horror movies about witches. Because those witches are scary. Yes, you can rent things on YouTube. You didn't know this? But, well, yeah, you can. But yeah, the Lupin transformation in the third Harry Potter movie scared me very badly as a child. To the point where, like, I was scared that there was one hiding in my closet. And I think it's also sort of stemmed from my mom. Like, I had said that one of my really close friends when I was very, very young, and I'm still on friendly terms with this girl, like how she was extremely pale, and she always had, like, really cold hands. So my mom's like, oh, maybe she's a vampire. And we kind of joked about that for a while. My mom was just like, well, Sarah, you snore, so maybe you're a werewolf. I was just like, and that mortified me. Because it's just like, I don't want to be a werewolf. It's scary. That's fine. I know. I was a very young child then. And, like, I snored actually because I had, my tonsils were swollen. Or rather, they were infected. I had tonsillitis really bad. And they were blocking my airways, so I couldn't breathe very well at night. I kind of had sleep apnea that way. So, when I was 9, I had a tonsillectomy. So yeah, like, 9 years old, tonsillectomy. I did extremely well with anesthetic, to the point where, like, I asked if I could have a hot dog for lunch when I got home, and my parents said, no, you're having ice cream. And I was just like, if I knew swear words at the time, I'd be like, fuck yeah! It's okay, Okami. It's alright. But yeah. So, I had not only my tonsils removed, but also my adenoids, which, if you don't know what those are, they're essentially like backup tonsils. So, I didn't snore anymore, but I did grind my teeth. In fact, like, I stopped doing that for a while. Don't know why I stopped. But, I mean, I still kind of grind my teeth. That's why I have to wear a grind guard at night. Oh yeah. I mean, I always wanted to be a mermaid. Because, one would be remiss to point out, darlin', it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. I'm sorry, I'm cringy.
I'll tear you stone from stone.
Why was he? Clearly not.
The tales be true. A rider has come to the realm.
Not another one.
You're the Nephilim, the one they call Death. How did you get here?
Took a wrong turn. It appears I'm stranded here with the rest of you.
If you seek the cauldron, you should know that it fell to corruption fair long ago. I can still feel the fire itself rumbling deep in the earth.
I'll take my chances.
Okay, getting back to werewolves, it's like... I've actually also watched Ginger Snaps, which is a great film. Awesome werewolf movie. But I don't think I'd want to be that kind of werewolf either, because the transformation is permanent and you lose all of your humanity. That, and I loved the writing between Ginger and Bridget. Because they felt, like, it just felt so organic and like they were real people. Yeah, I did know there were 3 of them, and I know the third one sucks. Like, it's awful. The second one is okay. I mean, I caught the end of it one day on TV. But I do like how Bridget takes a level in Badass. Yeah, as well as how they try to bring in the mystical elements. It's just like, no, the premise of the first Ginger Snaps was that it was science. You can't be pulling out destiny and magic and things like that, because no. No. Like, seeing a werewolf pack being created back in those times would have been cool. You didn't need to have Ginger and Bridget in it. And you didn't need to have the destiny and magic brought in, because that was silly. It's stupid. Your shaman's craft.
Has offered me a talisman if I bring her the materials.
You'd be wise to accept then. Her craft is mighty powerful.
Where do I find Stalker's bone?
You'll find stalkers prowling the cauldron. Should be simple work, if your name is any indication. Say, if you're headed in there, you mind doing something for me?
Yes, I mind. Aren't I doing enough already?
Perhaps. Though it seems to me you're doing right enough for yourself. Our benefit being a fortunate side effect. Well, if it ain't much trouble, I left an old metal platter in there, with the image of 2 hammers scribed in the center. Not much to look at, but it was my journeyman piece. Last thing I ever forged.
A dish? You want me to bring you a dish?
Yes. Well, it has sentimental value. If you find it, I'll make it worth your while.
Ooh, tell it like it is, Karn. Jeez.
No different than the others. Less pleasant on the eyes, for one.
Ha! I could say no less for you. Folks around town call me Pup or Lad, but I prefer my own name. Karn.
Pup it is, then.
As you will. Matters not to me.
That's great.
Why not restore the fire yourself?
I came here just for that purpose. Figured I'd pop the cork, so to speak. Be the hero. But the cauldron is locked up well and tight, and the way through is swallowed by fire. You look capable enough. Perhaps you can find a way. I'll wait here and guard the entrance.
Sure. Yeah, Ginger was kinda hot, though. Catherine Isabel, that's the name of the actress who played her, and let me tell you, she looks just as good today as she did back then. Depends. Do you like them with the hair or without? Because, I hate to break it to you, Randy, but yes, it does. It's the same as how liking Neko girls is the same as being a furry. What? No, no. First of all, you'd have to deal with the smell of fish. Second of all, you would, also have to deal with the smell of wet dog constantly. Which, not a pleasant smell. I've never owned a dog, but I've heard that wet dog smells bad. Wet dog and fish. Yeah, no. Bad idea. It does make me think of, like, if they did, like, wolffish. Yes, they are. They're just Japan's version of anthropomorphic animals. Yes, you are. Stop being in denial. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Okay. You know that furry means, like, anthropomorphic, and when they do things like Earth-chan and all those others, that's technically anthropomorphizing something. It doesn't always apply to just animals, it also can apply to other things. And Japan's idea of doing that is by giving animal or any other traits to a human person. Therefore, Japanese version of furry. We're like, technically yes. Even though technically he only has that because he's part dog demon. Oh my god. I'm sorry, Okami, but like right now, I'm getting flashbacks to a really horrible fanfiction story I read. It is called Blood Raining Night. That's not always what it entails, Randy. Someone, I'd say that you're not really that well versed in what it means. 'Cause it's not all fursuits. Okay, let's get off this train before, like, Randy's head explodes. I'm just being reminded of that, like, that, like, big picture, because, like, the dude, I don't know who it is, wearing, like, the samurai helmet and wearing a katana, and, like, wielding a katana is just, like, Japan before World War II, and then it's just, like, the same dude not wearing the same stuff. It's, like, Japan after World War II. It's, like, it's called hentai, and it's art. It's just like, no, stop it. That would technically be like a scaly, I think. What do you mean? Well, technically anything is art. This game is art because it is an expression of human creativity, meaning that also the horse that you drew when you were a 6-year-old is also art. But it's not, like, as well respected as something like the Vitruvian Man or The Kiss. Or compositions by Mozart and Beethoven and Vivaldi and all these others. Or Starry Night or Sunflowers. Or the Mona Lisa. Statue of David, the, like, I think it was Pietra. The Pieta. Or Pieta, I think is how you pronounce it. The, like, the sculpture of Mary holding Jesus as he's dying. Because that is a classical sculpture. Or even the statue of Athena in the Parthenon. Because down in Nashville we actually have a replica of the Parthenon with a gigantic statue of Athena in it. It's pretty cool. It was left over from a World's Fair, I think. Sorry about this. Man, they'll just keep coming until I defeat the Stalker. How many times do I have to go over the fact that it's the reversed in Japan? No, it's not, actually. It's like tier 1 furry. It's like entry level. You know I'm only teasing you because you're my friend, right? And I'm not actually trying to be hurtful. Open door. Oh, he seems a little butthurt. Somebody called a ambulance. Nobody called a ambulance. Hello, ambulance. My brother's butt is hurting. Mokuba, hang up that phone. But bro, your butt. I'm sorry, I just started watching the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. And it's really funny. Like, I can't believe I didn't start watching it earlier. Alrighty. Now that we've gotten off that train of, furry stuff. I don't remember what I was talking about earlier. Oh, right, like... Okay. That Okami brought up, Inuyasha and Sesshomaru. I found another My Immortal, essentially. It's a story titled Blood Raining Night, and it sucks. Because, like, it does something similar to My Immortal with having a character that has a really ridiculous look. Whereas, like, Ebony Inobi, because her name changed every 5 minutes, was like the gothic Mary Sue. The one that we are blessed with in this magnum opus of a story is named Reicheru Katsuki like, okay, look this up. I know Reicheru was her first name. Katsueki Neko Oni, I think, is what it's called. Reicheru Katsueki Neko Oni. So basically Rachel, because Reicheru is the translation of the name Rachel into Japanese, and like Katsueki Neko Oni is like essentially cat blood demon, and she says that she's like part cat demon and then part vampire human thing that has like no problem being out in the sun. It's weird. It's just really weird. Oh, sorry, I'm just seeing the thing that Okami sent me. What is this? Oh, yeah, I see that. Okay. Oh. Sorry, I just got a really nice message from one of my friends. I'm gonna read it off. It says like, "Hey, look, I just want you to know that you're a good friend and that you mean an awful lot to me, okay?" That was really sweet of him to send me that out of the blue. That was super nice. Yeah, I haven't talked to him in a while. I should. Tomorrow. But yeah, I just saw the meme that you sent me, Randy. Cool, I guess. You just made me remember, like, the Yandere dev situation. Anyway, Rachel... Fuck it, I'm just gonna call her Rachel. And then she has a sister, well, half-sister that's, like, half-angel. And they bring in characters from, like, all of these other random-ass anime, and it's just weird. Seriously, if you have the stomach for it, you can just look it up. It's it's hilarious. It's so bad. Anyway. And also, I remember I might have talked about the Yandere dev situation, how he's a dick. Like, how he's a douchebag. Ooh, guess what I just found out about him? Because, like, recently, an independent dev, like, a dev team of, like, 2 people was able to essentially rebuild Yandere Simulator from the ground up in 2 weeks. Not 6 years. 14 days. And this is a 30-year-old man who, when he found out about this, he was like, I don't like it. And he actually tried to harass them into canceling their project. And I mean, he's done this before, and it worked, unfortunately, with Epic Meal Dev, who is developing a game called Watashi no Mono, otherwise known as Mine. This was, he bullied them into removing and, like, stopping development on the game. So, like, all videos of Watashi no Mono from Epic Meal Dev's channel were removed. Okay, good night, Okami. And, sleep well. So, and you want to know, like, the kicker of this? He got to Epic Meal Dev by threatening suicide. And he was trying to do the same to the developers of the new Project Lovesick, which is the new and improved version of Yandere Sim. Because he's getting on them about copyright, even though he did not design these characters. Yeah, well, this isn't the game for it. And plus, here's the thing. The outfit that the outfits that all of the characters are wearing, even though he says they're 18+, I fucking doubt it, they're all middle school uniforms. The sailor uniform has not been a high school uniform for about 20 years. I know what you mean, yes. And like most Japanese high schools nowadays, and like ever since the 90s or very early 2000s, have adopted the like more plaid skirts and blazers and like the trousers and blazers that a lot of Western boarding school, a lot of Western private schools have, because they find it to be a bit more stylish. So all of these 18+ characters are wearing middle school uniforms, since this is set in the current day. They have smartphones.
Time is of the essence.
So these developers also went about designing a new Yandere-chan. She doesn't have an official name yet. Apparently it's like they're calling her Bo-chan, since she does have a bow in her hair. And she does fit closer to the look of an actual yandere, since she looks bubbly and cute. Because Yandere Dev was missing something that makes somebody a yandere. It's not just the psychotically possessive of their senpai, even though they never actually say that in real Japanese. They never say that. It's been overused. So that's like a trope. Yandere-chan, or like his version of a yandere, is closer to being more of like a kudere. Like, they have no emotion. Like, she has no emotions at all. The key part of a yandere is they act sweet and bubbly on the outside, but they're cruel and cold on the inside. That's what makes a yandere what they are. It's a juxtaposition of the trope. Like, it's a juxtaposition of meaning... Like, it's a juxtaposition to, like, the cute and bubbly thing that you were expecting in Dere Dere? Nah. They're a psychotic monster on the inside. Well, no, that's not really fair for me to say. Since, people with ASPD are not monsters. They just have a disorder. And there are people with ASPD who are able to live normal, happy lives. So, when I say that, I mean like the perception of they're just awful people, they're crazy. Well, Darksiders 3 isn't as good as the other ones, but I do still like it.
Interesting.
This one is probably my favorite, but I do also really like Genesis. Darksiders 3 had some problems. It's still not a bad game, in my opinion. But if you don't like it, that's fine. We are all entitled to our own opinions, and if you don't agree with mine, that's totally alright. But personally, I do like it. Anyway. So this new Yandere-chan looks like an actual high schooler. And they actually nailed the sweet and cute on the outside, has actual feelings, and has an actual reason to be attracted to the senpai, quote unquote, instead of just, oh, he is the only one that sparks emotions in me, and I must have him because I like having emotions, even though I don't really have a concept of liking things. It just doesn't make sense when you actually think about it. Like, at least Alex Mahan's. Oh, and someone did a speedrun of getting banned from Yandere Dev's server on Discord. It took 10 seconds. "10 seconds! Though I don't know if it's impressive as beating Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric in 20 minutes. Well, You can support Lovesick by, following its development. They don't have a Kickstarter or Patreon or anything, because when, on their FAQ page, someone asked, is there a Patreon or a Kickstarter? They said, we don't need money for a game like this. And just to make it even better, they don't have spaghetti code. Which is the biggest problem with Yandere Dev's coding. It sucks. It's just bogged down with a whole bunch of if-else statements. When switch cases would be way simpler and make the code look a lot more streamlined and actually run faster. Y'all like that shit when I talk about coding and how it works a little bit? If it even sells at all. Honestly, if they're able to procure a copyright, that would be fantastic. And they actually have checked. They could copyright it, and also Alex has no legs to stand on when it comes to copyrighting anything or even being able to profit off of these things, because in a for-profit game, you are not allowed to use assets that you bought on the Unity store because you're making money off of someone else's work. And these devs actually built all of the assets themselves. All the rest of it was purchased ethically. Oh, and also a lot of the artwork in the Yandere Dev version of the game, it's traced. Yep. Even the artists he hires steal from people. And he only hired them because he got caught stealing from other artists. But the artists that he hired still steal. Boy, isn't this just a conundrum. Okay, I'm gonna read this description, sorry. Back to Darksiders. Dark Avenger. This weapon once belonged to the human warrior known as Draven. Oh, we get to meet him. During countless duels, the weapon absorbed Draven's own rage and thirst for revenge against those who wronged him. What happened? What's Yandra? The Dark Avenger is infamous for possessing a furious lust for blood and carnage. Well, actually, it is the same character model, but they did edit the face, and they are actually going to be editing the character, all the characters. They all look very different. They don't have, the same face syndrome that, Alex Mahan's game does, because, well, they actually know how to make faces that are unique. And, same face syndrome is, where an artist can only draw a face a specific way, and all of their faces look exactly the same. A lot of beginning artists have this, even some professional artists have this problem, but it's fine. You can always improve if you're willing to put in the work. I just had to pop my lower back again. Ow. Yeah, I've got more authority to actually talk about art than I do to talk about coding, because I didn't stick with coding for long. I do remember how to do things. Okay, talk to you later. I will be wrapping up here in a few minutes. Just crushing things. There's nothing there. My favorite anime? Well, That's a bit of a difficult question. Because I like a lot of anime. For different reasons. I mean, if I had to pick one, I really like Death Note. But I also do have a deep affection for Dragon Ball. And while it's not great, I do like the Elfen Lied one. Then, well, I also do have a bit of an affection for Higurashi and Umineko. But anime I just like. My favorite is probably, like I said first, Death Note. Since, it's a very, like, cerebral sort of show. Like, it does expect you to pay attention. And, like, sometimes they understand things are really hard to get. Like, they might be moving a little too fast. So they do slow down sometimes to actually explain it to you, but other times they're like, we don't need to explain. You're smart enough to be on the uptake with this. You're quick enough on the uptake. Alright, that's 4 pages. Oh, thank goodness. There was once when I picked that up and Death's head was just gone. He became literally the Headless Horseman. Oh, like, here's actually a fun fact. I was actually once, in a cosplay group where we all did Death Note characters, and, I was Mellow. Because, and I quote, I was the only one skinny enough to fit into the costume. And I had to put on a blonde wig, and honestly, it did not suit me too well, but I did my best with it. Because with my coloration, like, I'm olive-skinned. Like, light olive. I just don't look good with blonde hair. Because, my hair is naturally very dark brown. I hold your horses, pal. I was also 14. Well, 14 to 15. We didn't really do it much after freshman year of high school. That's when we lost the person who was the Matt cosplayer. And she well, she didn't exactly wear a wig. She dyed her hair. That's dedication, and I can respect that.
The mountain has a voice! How did you... No, doesn't matter. You have done what I failed to do. You must take the good news to Alya as soon as you can.
I found that dish you wanted.
You're a good man. Much more so than your name would imply. I'm in your debt.
What is mordant dew?
Mordant dew is the venom those stingers get you with, if you let them too close. You'll find them in Drenchfort. Walk softly, though. Those stings are nasty.
Should I do immolation? Or undying? I think I'll just do undying. Anyway, might as well Fast travel. And then we'll end it there for tonight. Alright. So, tomorrow we're going to talk to Alia and get the next part of this quest. Go to the Trench Fort, and maybe we'll do some other stuff on the side. But, thank you for watching. I'm having a ton of fun. Please remember to wash your hands, to drink plenty of water. Wash your hands. I mean it, wash your hands. Please wear a face covering in public. I'm begging you. It's for your own safety as well as the safety of others. Wear a mask. Or like a bandana or something to cover your face. Be kind to yourselves and to others, and I will see you next time. Okay. Bye-bye!